These notes are for the Pythagorean theorem. So THM is the abbreviation for theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is used to find the missing sides of a right triangle. That's important to distinguish. We don't find anything else but sides or in a right triangle. Sides A and B are called the legs. They make the sides of the right angle. Side C is called the hypotenuse. It's the longest side, and it's across from the right angle. You'll see me do this frequently where we draw the angle across to identify the hypotenuse early in the problems. For any right triangle, using those three sides, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Because a and b are being added, they can actually be switched. We could name the vertical one B and the horizontal one A. It doesn't matter which one we do. All right, so the first four problems are just applying the formula straightforward. So starting with a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the first thing I'm going to do is identify c. That means the other two are b. 8 squared plus 13 squared equals c squared. 64 plus 169 is c squared. 233 equals x squared. Now the opposite of square is square root, because those things cancel, so it leaves me x. So then we're going to use decimals, so we're going to round to one decimal point. So this is 15.3. Depending on your calculator, you might get the square root of 233, and those are both the same thing. Number 2, again, the first thing we do is identify c, so a and b can be anything. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 27 squared plus 22 squared equals c squared. 729 plus 484 is c squared. That's 1213. So that when we take the square root, we get 34.8. And remember that to go from here to here is a square root. So to find that function on your calculator or on the calculator online to do those problems. It's not a division problem. Identify the right angle, or the hypotenuse. So that's c. That makes this a and b. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 7 squared plus x squared equals 9 squared. 49 plus x squared equals 81. X squared is 32. And we take the square root. X is 5.7. Identify the hypotenuse, c. And I have 19.1 squared plus bx squared equals 30.5 squared. That comes out to 364.81 plus x squared equals 930.25. X squared is 565.44 after subtracting. And after taking the square root, x equals 23.8. Remember that to get from x squared to x, you use the square root. That is the inverse operation of squared. Now when we look at number 5, This is an isosceles triangle. That means that this is also 24. So as we look at this triangle, we had some, these are some congruent triangles based on hypotenuse leg. So that means that these two sides are also the same. So you just take 22 and divide it by half. So this is 11, and this is 11. So this is my right angle. This is C, A, and B. So x squared plus 11 squared equals 24 squared. X squared plus 121 equals 576. We subtract to get x squared equals 455, and take the square root to get that x is 21.3. A lot of solving that problem is visual and understanding that if those are the same, then so are the other pieces. For number 6, we're talking about the Pythagorean theorem, and I don't have a triangle, so I'm just going to make one. Probably not like that. Let's get it a little bit better. So now I have a bunch of right angles. So if this is x, this is x. And if this is 5, this is 5. And if this is 18 and 5, then this piece is 13. This is my hypotenuse. So then I have 13 squared plus 5 squared equals 16 squared. 169 plus 25. Not 5 squared. X squared. Equals 256. Subtraction gives us x squared equals 87, and x is 9.3. So sometimes you have to do a little adjusting to get the side that you want. For number 7, I'm looking for two extra lengths of the problem. So I need x equals y plus z. So here's my right angle. 12 squared plus z squared equals 29 squared. 144 plus z squared equals 841. Z squared equals 697. And z equals 26.4. So there's part of my answer. Here's the right angle on this side. So then I have 12 squared plus y squared equals 14 squared. 144 plus y squared equals 196. Subtracting gives me that y squared equals 52, and square root gives me that y equals 7.2. So then I can just add those together. 7.2 plus 26.4, that's 33.6. That's what x is. So I just have to do the Pythagorean theorem twice to find the other angle.